crocheters, it's Karen Whooley. Welcome to episode 8 of the Karen Whooley Designs podcast. I apologize for skipping last week. It was a crazy week. I launched my Crochet Crew, which we'll be talking about later in this video, but I wanted to just pop in and say hello this week. And there isn't really a whole lot going on right now. I mean, I'm deep into Christmas prep. I am deep into the Crochet Crew launch. I am deep into doing all the things for the book and changing some things up behind the scenes administratively for my business. 2025 is going to be a fun year. I'm so excited about all the things that are going to be coming up the pike. And so the Crochet Crew is just the first part. I also want to let you guys know that next week, I'm going to be launching the WIPs to Finish Objects challenge registration. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit at the end. But first, I want to show you what's new in the studio. I'm not 100% sure I ever showed you this. This is Stroll Tweed. I have 10 skeins of this. No, 7 skeins of this. Sorry. It's in Duchess Heather, which is this gorgeous purple. So Andrea, if you're out there watching, I know this is your color. This I actually bought a while back for a sweater that I am going to knit for myself. I finished my Audrey and I forgot to wear it today. I completely forgot to wear it today. So I will wear it next time. But this is Stroll Tweed. And I'm very excited to use it. So fingering weight tweed, you can see there's like black and gray, and there's some, right there, there's some taupe colored speckles in there. And the sweater I am going to be making for myself, I'll post a picture here, is from Kate Davies. If you don't know who she is, she's a knitting designer. She's not on social media anymore. During all of the big cancellations, she decided that the social media was kind of a toxic place. So she is in, I believe, Scotland. Yes, Scotland. And she's a designer who became a designer after she had a major stroke. When she was, I believe she was 36. She had a major stroke. She was an engineer and she used knitting to kind of rehabilitate herself. And she's one of my favorite knitting designers. So I just wanted to give her a shout out. So I'm gonna be doing her pattern. I'll post a link to purchase the pattern, but she originally posted the pattern in a tweed. And when I saw this tweed, I was like, okay, I need to make this sweater for myself. So stay tuned. I will be working on that probably sometime after the first of the year. The other yarn that's new in the studio, and I had got this last time, and I just didn't remember to show it to you guys. But I got Comfy from We Crochet also as well. This is 100%, or no, I take that back. It's 75% Pima cotton and 25% acrylic. It's really soft. The acrylic gives it a little more durability. It's a fingering weight. This is the color Peony. Just gonna bring that a little closer so that you guys can see it. This I have 10 skeins of. That's where I got the 10 skeins for. This is actually going to be the crochet sweater sample. It's going to be made in my size, but crochet sweater sample that I'm going to use for the class on the cruise in August. And if you didn't know, I am doing a crochet cruise in August of 2025. It leaves out of Boston, and I will post the link down below. I know that there have been some deals on the cruise itself, but the cruise is going to include this class, and we're going to be doing 2-hour sessions 3 times. It's a 6-hour class on sea days. And we're going to have activities like going on excursions at certain ports that have yarn shops, 2 yarn shops. We're going to do a charity project. We are going to have sit and crochets at random times during our time on the trip. But we're also allowing you to have downtime where if you want to go to a port and go to somewhere that there's an excursion that the cruise line is doing that you're interested in. It's a 7-day cruise. It leaves from Boston and we go up into Maine, and then we go into Nova Scotia and into St. John's, Brunswick, and then back to Boston. So if you're interested in that, check the link in my profile and you can get all the details. I'll talk about it in more depth next year, but I thought I would let you guys know about that too a little bit. I haven't talked about it in a while. We do have people registering. The class is limited to 10, possibly 15 people, but you don't have to take the class to go on the cruise. You can do all of the other excursions that we're gonna do if you don't take the class. So if you're interested in just doing something and being with other crocheters, this is the cruise for you. Okay, so let's talk about the Crochet Crew that I just launched. It's kind of funny how I call it the Crochet Crew and it's kind of nautical themed, and now I'm doing a cruise as well. So I just think that's kind of interesting. But the Crochet Crew is a group for crocheters. It's a community. I'm gonna, in a second, do a clip from my webinar that shows the behind the scenes of the platform. I'm using a platform called Heartbeat, and Heartbeat allows us to have places to chat. It allows me to post courses that are self-paced. I'm also going to be doing Zoom classes. We're starting off with the WIPs to Finish Objects Challenge in January. All Crochet Crew members get that for free. And then any other crochet along I do are going to be free for Crochet Crew members if I open it to the public. Crochet Crew members are also going to have a private crochet alongs as well. The first one is going to be in April after the challenge is done in March. And then I'm going to be doing things like having other designers come in and chat with us. Maybe I'll have a dyer come in and talk about her yarns. We're gonna have other events, other challenges. And the best part for if you like my patterns, every pattern I release starting in January, as long as you are a member of the Crochet Crew, you get for free. So that is something that's really important to know. And then also, you will get discounts on any of my books that I release, and I'm releasing one this summer, so you get a discount on that. You will get discounts on live classes, and there are going to be some classes that, because of the length they are, you may have a nominal fee. But if you have a nominal fee for it, for example, if I have a class for $125, you, because you're a member of the Crochet Crew, may get it for $25, $35, depending on the class. There are just some classes that when I record them, they are going to be so huge that I just can't give it away for free, even for a Crochet Crew member at this point. But what happens is you get a discount, but you get to keep it for as long as it's available. So I'm going to be using two different platforms because the classes that you get for free are also going to be put on a different platform for crocheters who just don't want to join the Crochet Crew and they just want to purchase a class and have access to it when they're ready. So that's just different things. But the one thing about every class that I release like that, I will be doing a special Zoom call for everybody in the Crochet Crew to start it off, kick it off, and we'll be doing some things with that too. They may be involved crochet alongs or challenges or something like that. But as long as you're a member of the Crochet Crew, anything that's inside the Heartbeat platform is free for you for the life of your membership. So that's something that's really exciting, and I have all sorts of things planned, and I'm so excited to talk about it. But here I'm gonna just stop for a second. I'm gonna show you the inside of the Crochet Crew, and I'm gonna continue the video up through what the pricing is and how the pricing works. So stay tuned.
Here we are. Introductions.
There we go. You seeing the introductions now? Okay, so this is actually the platform that you will see for the Crochet Crew. And I am in here. You can see over here on the right hand side is this Karen Whooley test. That's my this is so that you don't see all the behind the scenes administrative stuff that I get to see This is exactly what you're going to see once you're in the Crochet Crew. And I need to move you guys out of the way so that I can actually move around. Oops, it's not letting me do that. Where can I put you guys? Let me put you guys down here. Okay. There we go. That's better. Okay. So over here on the left-hand side, I wanted to get your attention first. You'll see there's two columns, one that says Crochet Crew at the top, and then you've got some things underneath it. And then you have a second column that starts with start here and chatter and all that kind of stuff. We'll talk about that in just a second. But I wanted to tell you that most of the time, when you first pop into the community, you'll be here at the introductions. And this is when you sign up for the Crochet Crew, you'll have a form that you fill out that'll give us some details about yourself. And this is where it gets posted, is in the introductions. And so here's my test one here. It says, tell us about yourself, and I tell you about myself. How long have you been crocheting? What are you hoping to get out of this group? What would you like to contribute? And that is something that I'm really hoping people are going to say, hey, I'd like to teach a class on X, or I'm a designer, or I've designed a new pattern. I'd like to share, a crochet along for it, or something like that. So, or you are one of the bargain shoppers in the crochet world who you belong to every newsletter, and you know when someone's having a sale. Put that there, that you're that kind of person. And then there's one non-crochet fact. So like for me, I'm a New Year's baby. So that's kind of a non-crochet fact for me. So I hope that as you join the Crochet Crew that you'll pop through this. I mean, you'll be notified, and I'll show you how notifications work. But you'll be notified when people join as a member. And so every once in a while, just go through this list and say hello to people, welcome people to the community. You can use down here, you can see there's a little heart. If you click on that, you have all sorts of emojis. So it's kind of like Facebook where you can like things or, heart things, but you can use any of the emojis you want. So you can scroll through, or you can click on, food and drink, how that works. So you could do that for everybody. But hopefully you will say, hey, welcome, or hey, I live in Washington State too, or whatever, that kind of thing. So I just wanted to show you that first, because that is important to know. Now, intros up here, it says intros is a read-only channel. And what that means is the only way you can actually post something new is if you're a new member and you fill out that form and it automatically posts. But you can, underneath, go in here and type in, welcome, I live in Washington State too, or whatever, underneath people. But you can't add anything to the thread. So I'm going to start up here with start here. And this is for new people. So once you've joined the Crochet Crew, ignore this create voice room for right now, but that's the introductions. There's an important for newbies. This is just anytime when you first join, you're going to get a newsletter that says you need to do all these things. But this is another place that will tell you, hey, these are the things you need to do. And if you click on this here, you'll notice, oops, I should go back. There's 3 dots here. You have to click on it to open it up so you can see everything. And it'll tell you should take the virtual tour, and there's a link there on the virtual tour. There's how to manage your notifications, add us to your contacts, bookmark the URL, which is crochet-crew.com, and then RSVP for one of the welcome events. And then if you want to download the app to your iPhone and stuff, you can click on this link here to find out how to do that. So that's just this one section. This is the only thing that's there. So you can see it's a read-only channel too. Once you've completed, that was for I should take that out. That was for my beta testers. So don't worry, ignore that. Announcements is important. Announcements is a read-only channel too. It is where I am going to tell you all of the things that are important, and you'll get notified. So, so here, because I still have beta testers, I had an announcement about them to check my video for the how to use Heartbeat. I left that there just so that you guys can see that this is the type of thing I'll do. If something new is on the horizon, I will, like if there's going to be a live event for something, I will post it here, that kind of thing too. So the start here is just kind of administrative kind of thing. Okay. Then there's chatter. This is where you're going to spend most of your time. So chatter is where you're going to talk to people. So like crochet chat, this is a thread where we're only going to be talking about crochet. That's the only thing we talk about, but you can post all the things, you know, yarn, hook, notion sales, new yarns you get, projects you're working on, anything, you know. So this is where you can talk crochet. I have questions, is any question you have, especially if it's for me. So if you're working on one of my patterns and you're saying, I need help with the pattern, you up here, you can click on start a thread and just say, hey, Karen, I am working on spring blossom and I don't understand this term, or I don't understand why mine doesn't look like yours, or something like that, you know. Or let's say you're having a problem with the platform. The platform is called Heartbeat. That's the platform name for the Crochet Crew. Hey, Karen, Heartbeat is giving me an error message. Or, hey, does anybody know about this designer's pattern XYZ, that kind of thing? Technically, if it's crochet pattern, I would put it in that kind of thing. I would put in the crochet chat. But if it's like a knitting pattern or a book about something else that's fiber arts related, but you want to ask questions, anybody can come in here and answer the question. So like if you're working on my spring blossom and someone else has made it and they can answer the question, you can answer the question. Or if someone's having a trouble with Heartbeat, ask the question, you know. Or, you know, here's another one. Can you help me find brand, color, etc. yarn? You know, I'm looking for, you know, Madeline Tosh fingering weight in this colorway. Does anybody know where I can get it? That kind of questions would go in here. Okay, random chat. Random chat is more like Facebook where you just see a scrolling feed of things. But this is where you can talk about non-crochet things and get to know each other more. So like your pets, if you have a prayer request, you know, if you're going to be having surgery or someone in your family is having surgery, or and you want prayers or good thoughts coming your way, you can talk about your day. Let's say you're having a really crazy day and you want to talk about it. You could do that. A funny thing that happened, as long as it's clean, you know, this is a family friendly place. There are people who follow me who have kids that kind of get into these things. And so I want to keep it as family friendly as possible. Um, and anything else that gets to know each other. I mean, you can say, hey, I was at my local yarn shop and I discovered this new yarn, or I discovered that they have these weaving machines, or, you know, whatever it is. Um, that's anything that's not crochet related can go in here. But you just need to remember the rules, because when you sign up, there'll be a list of rules of what you can and cannot post, type of thing. Which is basically mainly is politics. And, you know, try to stay out of it, because I want to keep this is a safe space. I mean, this is about crochet and I want us to be friendly here. So the rules are going to be pretty strict about if you go off base with something. And then the water cooler, I told you to talk about this. This is actually a voice channel. So I'm going to click on it and then you hit join. And it'll ask me if I want, you know, to use my microphone. And yes, I'm going to allow all of that. So I'm connecting to it right now. Okay. So now when you see this little menu here in the bottom, that is, you know, you're in the water cooler. And what this allows you to do is you could meet someone in the water cooler and we can have a conversation. You can also add a camera. Right here is to start the camera. And so you can see over here on the right hand side, there's a camera here. You can see me here. If you expand it, can you see it expanded there? If there's more people with video, you can pop in and you can see everybody as you're chatting. Now, the key with this water cooler, though, is that if you're using an iPad or a tablet of any sort, Android or iPhone or Apple, or your iPhone or your Samsung phone or whatever, you cannot use video. You can only use voice. So you have to be on a desktop, or you could go to a browser on one of those. So if you're using an iPad, you could go to Safari or whatever browser you use. and log into the Crochet Crew using the browser, and then you can use the video. But if you're using the app itself, it does not allow you to use the voice, the room. So I'm going to get out of this here. You can also share your screen if you wanted to. Here's where your audio settings are. So if you need to adjust, you know, what you're using, that kind of thing, you can do that. And then this last button over here is to leave the call, which I'm going to do right now. But before I do that, I want to show you here under water cooler, you can see my name. So anybody who goes into the water cooler, everybody can see who's in the water cooler. Oh. So if there's somebody there that want to chat with, you can just pop in, or if you can also invite people to join you. So you can, I'm trying to remember how to do that now. There's a way to invite people into the water cooler. Maybe it's because, maybe it's only administrators that can invite people. But you can tell somebody in a direct message, and I'll show you that later, how to invite people to the water cooler. So I'm going to leave, and you'll see now under water cooler, I'm not there. Okay, so that's chatter. Now there's a section that says crew members. Now the reason this says crew members is because there are going to be people who are on the platform but are not part of the Crochet Crew. And so those are people who are only pattern testers. They decided not to join the Crochet Crew, and they'll be able to see the pattern tests. I'm going to be doing a challenge starting in January that the Crochet Crew members will get for free. But there are going to be some people who may want to be a part of the challenge but don't want to join the Crochet Crew. They'll be able to have access to that. So all the challenges and the crochet alongs are going to be under this one thing. So the January one is the WIPs to finished objects. There's nothing there yet because I am not ready to set it up yet. I'm going to be setting that up in the next couple weeks or so. But in pattern tests, I just have testing calls. So anytime I have a pattern that I need people to test, I'll put the call here. Haven't done anything there yet. So because those won't start till January either. And as part of the Crochet Crew, you get priority. So if you decide I put a pattern out there for a cowl and you are part of the Crochet Crew and you have the right yarn, you'll be able to do it, you can respond and say, hey, and you will be picked first before people who are not part of the Crochet Crew. That's just one of the perks of being a Crochet Crew member. But under crew members, one of the things right now that is you guys get for you is the free pattern codes. So anytime I drop a new pattern, you get the code. It'll go in here. You'll be notified if you have the notifications set up. Here's for the beta testers. I had a free pattern for them. So you can kind of see for November, this is the code you use, and then when it expires. So you've got to grab the pattern by the time it expires, that kind of thing. And then I had some issues with the code, so you can respond under there. But that's one of the things that'll be under crew members. Anything else that comes up that only crew members can see will come up here. Now, for example, like the challenge, they won't be able to see the chatter. They won't be able to see the crew member section. I mean, they'll see the headings there and they'll click on free pattern codes, but they'll get an error message that says, you can't see this information because you're not a member of the Crochet Crew. So just another thing to think about. Okay. And then the last thing here is direct messages. And that is, you can actually, I'm going to use Andrea since she's here. I'm going to click on Andrea. And you can have, it's kind of like Messenger on Facebook where you can just type something. I can even type this morning. It's only 8:30 here right now. So. And I've only had one cup of coffee. Okay, so you can instant message back and forth privately with people using direct message. And if you can't find somebody, you can always you hit add, and then you search for it. Now, because these are all my my beta testers and myself. You can search for people because the lists will get long. So you can search for someone if they're not showing up here right away. Okay, so that's the community. That's where everything's going to be, for the most part, that you're going to look at. I'm going to skip courses for right now. I'm going to jump down to resources. Ooh. Oh, I forgot. Okay. Under resources, I have to set that up. There we go. Here we go. All right. So um, under resources, you'll see this facts area. That's the only resources I have right now. It's all the facts about the community. As things happen that I'm going to keep as a resource for you guys. So like, let's say I have a guest event. Let's say I bring in, let's say I bring in Bonnie Barker to do a class and I record the video. I'd have a section here that would say guest speakers, guest events, and then you would see all the big guest people and you could go back and rewatch those kinds of things. Um, Here's where you'll see the Crochet Crew rules that you will agree to when you're signing up. You have the how to use Heartbeat here with a little video on how to use the platform. Here's where you learn how to manage your notifications, how to edit your profile, update your billing, how to download the app. That's what I've got in there right now. When you're in Facts and you want to go back to the main screen, you just click all documents and then you go back to the Facts because there'll be other things here as time goes on. I'm going to jump down to events. Events are going to be is really cool. You can look at it as an agenda or you can look at it as a month and you can see all the events being in the month. I'm going to use agenda for right now. You have also upcoming events, and these are the ones that are listed right now. This is Monday, December 16th for anybody who joins the Crochet Crew. Before that date, and I'll talk about that in a second, we'll do a Zoom call. And then I'm going to do a monthly Zoom call for all new members of, just kind of welcome and answer questions and stuff like that. And then I do already planned for the welcome Zoom for the challenge. So that's there. Now I'm going to open up this really quick. So let's say I'm a brand new member. I want to do this. It tells you it's already on Zoom. I click RSVP so that I automatically get notified when it goes live. Like a day before, you'll get a notification that it's going to happen at this day and this time, that kind of thing. And what's really cool is once the event, you're close to the event, I think it's like half hour or 15 minutes before the event, you can come back to the event and actually right here, instead of copy, it will say join Zoom and it'll automatically connect to Zoom if you have Zoom and allow you to join from here. It also show you who's coming, so like right now I'm attending and my guest account is attending, and then administrator, I'm an administrator and family member as well. So that is, you'll see who's been invited to that. So I'm going to admit Linda because she just started. Okay, so that's how the events work. And see, now when I come back to the list, I'm showing that I've confirmed for this one, but I have an RSVP for this one. So you can always see. You can always go back to past events. I deleted all the past events because they were all for beta testers. But what's really cool about using Zoom with this platform is that if you happen to miss an event, you can go back to past events and the recording will be there for you to watch. Okay, so there's that. And then members here really quick is where you can find people. So if you want to, what's cool about this is you can see all the questions that you answered are also here. So that's really cool. And then I skipped over courses. I don't have any courses there right now, but this is where I was saying we'll have pre-recorded classes. I'll put them in here. And when that happens, I'll notify you and let you know what they are and how to deal with that, how to work those. Then I want to talk about up here on the right-hand side, you have like your upcoming events. So it shows here that on December 16th, we have the Welcome to the Crochet Crew. And it'll show you who's attending here as well. And if you click on that, it'll bring you to the Zoom call. And you can RSVP if you haven't already. Now, you also see who all the members are that are online right now. It's just me because I'm dark, but everybody else is not online right now. And then up here, you see this bell. This is your notification. And if there's a number after it, it will list any new posts in any place here so that you don't have to sit there and just click on everything. You can see what's new and go into the ones that are interested. And if you don't want to read any of them, you can just mark as read. It'll also show you any new activities. So like Stephanie replied to a comment, you know, here I created a new event, here another created another new event. So you can kind of see what's been going on, who's posting where, that kind of thing. You can also clear that as well. Mark all as red. So that's a really cool feature because it'll tell you what's going on. All right, and the last place I want to take you is if you click on your own name, this is where you can adjust your count settings. You can put your Instagram in, your website. You can put a status in, you know, you can say, I'm having a really good day today or something like that. But the most important one here as a member is how to get notifications. So you can, when you're logged in on anywhere, it says community, it can give you the notifications. If you're using a mobile device, you can tell it what notifications you want. If you're using your desktop, you can tell it which notifications you want. The one that I recommend that you keep on always is the weekly digest. Every Saturday, the system will automatically send all members who have weekly digest on an email saying this is what happened this week. So if you're unable to get into the community, maybe you're out of town or you're on vacation or you just have had a busy week and you haven't been able to log in, you'll have something that'll say, hey, these are the things that are going on. It'll include any new events that are coming up that you may not have heard about yet and that kind of stuff. So that's the one I absolutely recommend that you leave on always. Also, I would recommend leaving your event emails and reminders on so that when you do RSVP for something, you will get a notification the day before and an hour before to remind you. Those are the ones I highly recommend. Everything else you can adjust. I have a lot of them on because as an administrator, I kind of need to know what's happening. The chat channels I'm not worried about because unless there's a problem, the chat channel is like the random area. So I'm not too worried about that, but unless they're saying Karen in that account or in that thread, I'm not worried about. But pretty much everything else I have turned on. So and actually I like having this should be checked too. Um, I like knowing when someone creates a new thread because then I know next time I log in, I need to go and see what's going on and see what people are talking about. Don't worry about this channel overrides, just ignore that for now. You can also turn on and off sounds for notifications, and you can enable on your browser if you want to, if you're not in the Crochet Crew, but the browser can also get notifications. Remember, this is where I was going to say okay for now. For billing, this is, like here's my credit card. If I change my credit card, you can update it here, that kind of thing. If you want to cancel your subscription, that's where you cancel it. You don't have to go through me. I have an affiliate program. I'm not going to talk about that right now because it's not going to launch until January. And then this is your groups. So like, if you're a Crochet Crew member, you can join the pattern testers so you automatically be notified about pattern testing. You'll be able to join the challenges from here. Now, crew member is, I'll explain that in just a second, because there's a founding crew member and then there's crew member. So ignore the difference right now because I'm going to talk about that in a second. So that's the community. That's how it works. Again, when you join, and Linda, I know that you came in late, so you rewatched the video for all the stuff when I talked about, before you came in. I'm going to stop sharing this right now. And I am going to go back to this guy. And I'm going to present on the big screen. There we go. So, okay. So I'm going to open it up to questions here in just a second. I just want to get through a few more things. So why join? Why join the Crochet Crew? Connect with others who get it, who get your love of crochet, who get your love of yarn, who want to learn as much of the craft as you do, who want to have a community to crochet with. So that's That's kind of my big one. You're also going to learn new techniques in a supportive, welcoming space. And like I mentioned before, uh, you're going to have classes. We're going to have events in the future. After my book is launched, I'm going to bring in other designers and teachers and dyers to talk to us. Who knows, I may even have a designer who does a pattern especially for us, and we'll do a crochet along, that kind of thing. Your crochet will grow with access to expert-led resources, events, and challenges. So at first it's going to be a lot of me doing things, but I'm going to be bringing in other people as well. So you'll have challenges and stuff like that. And then I'm hoping that members in the future will say, hey, I'd like to do a challenge on, let's say there's a pattern everybody wants to do and it may not be mine, and everybody wants to do it, and we want to see, who gets it done first, but you learn and share with each other. So that's something that'll happen in the future as well. Okay, so I mentioned before that there's going to be different pricing, and there's a founding member and there's a crew member. So anybody who joins between Friday, December 6th, that's when I'm going to open registration. Friday, December 6th at 12 noon Pacific time. So what is that? 3 Eastern? Yeah, 3 Eastern. I'm going to open it up. So if you were to join at regular membership pricing, there's no option for a monthly. You can only join quarterly or yearly. And it's $45 a quarter, which is $15 a month, or $160 for the entire year. Okay. But because I am relaunching the Crochet Crew, I'm opening up with founding member pricing. And founding member pricing is the only time you can go month to month. Okay. So it would be monthly, $12, quarterly, $36, which is still $12 a month. But if you purchase the full year up front, it's $130, and you'll save $14 a year. So now the founding member pricing, just so everybody knows, if you join before the end of day, January 5th, 2025, at one of these prices, you will remain at this price. So if you join today or Friday, let's say you join Friday for $130, every year you'll be charged $130. It does not go away. If you wait until after January 5th, you will be charged $160 for that year. Same thing with the quarter. You'd be $36 now, but after it's $45. If you decide, okay, I want to go to the monthly pricing, you won't be able to have that option after January 5th. That is just for the people who join before January 5th. After that, I'm expecting everybody to either do quarterly or yearly. And the only reason I do that is because I really think people who join for a month and then jump off really don't get the full benefit of what it is to be a part of the crew. And so that's why I'm saying, okay, you can join for a quarter and then cancel. And if you really don't like what's going on. Okay. But so let's say you join today or Friday for $12 and you want to then you decide you like it and you want to stay for a quarter, or you want to pay quarterly, you'll be switched to the regular pricing at the, if you switch. You can't, this pricing is only for through the 5th. So if you decide to go from monthly to quarterly before the 5th, you'll get the pricing here. But after the 5th, you'll go to the regular pricing and you'll lose your founding member status. Okay, guys, so I hope that explains things. If you have questions, you can leave them in the comments here, or you can shoot me an email at hello@KarenWhooley.com and I'll answer your questions. Also, I mentioned that I was going to talk about the WIPs and WIPs to Finish Objects Challenge. And the way this works, and I've already got people telling me they are chomping at the bit to join us. The way it works is that January 1st, you will, in the Heartbeat platform, because I'm actually going to run it on the Heartbeat platform, and the people who only join the WIPs to Finish Objects are going to be able to access just that section. But on January 1st, I'm going to drop a form and some information about the challenge. You're going to go in and fill out a form that says your name, your email, just so that I have it, so that if you're a winner of a prize, you will, I will be able to contact you and let you know that I need your mailing address to get the prize to you. But the way it works is you're going to give me your name, your email, and the number of WIPs you want to finish at the end of March, by the end of March. So, for example, a WIP can be something that you've already started. If you haven't started it yet, it is not a work in progress. The whole point of this is for all those project bags that have works in progress in different stages of finishing. So it could be something that maybe you just finished one granny square and it's a full granny square blanket and you want to finish that. Or it could be you have a sweater that you crocheted up all the pieces and you just need to seam it and put the buttons on it and block it, and that's all it is. It could be something like a cowl that's half done. It could be, Christmas stockings that you were hoping to get done this year and that just didn't happen. So you got to do them for next year. So it's that kind of thing. It can be a crochet project. It can be a knitting project. I'm opening up to knitting projects as well because I know that some of you do both. I'm going to limit it to that, but it cannot be projects that you have already started. So what's going to happen is you're going to drop that those numbers. So it could be 3, it could be 10. I had one year, the first year that I did this, I think someone did 12, and I can't remember if she did all 12 or not. And it's because we finish objects and you know how we get. It's like, oh, shiny object. Let's start that. Let's start crocheting that. And then all of a sudden we have these project bags all over the house with projects. I mean, you can see one back here on my my yarn winding station. That's got a project in it that I need to work on. I have another project down here that I need to work on. So that is what the challenge is. And then there's going to be regular check-ins. I'm going to have a Zoom kickoff call the Monday after New Year's to just kind of everybody introduce themselves, talk about things, show their projects. And then there'll be a place in the Crochet Crew platform only for the people who are participating in the WIPs to Finished Objects challenge, that you can chat with each other, share the before and after pictures, all that kind of thing. And then as we get closer to March, and actually maybe closer to the beginning of February, I'm going to post another form in there that'll be pinned to the top that for every project that you complete, you're going to fill out this form. And so what it does is it gives me the pool of people for the giveaway. And the giveaway is going to be included. Included is, there's 3 prizes. The first prize is going to go to someone who meets their goal. So if you say you're going to do 3 projects, 1 a month, and you meet your goal, you'll go into that pot to win a prize. The second prize will be for the person who does the most projects in the 3-month period. So if it's only one person, that person automatically wins. But if there's multiple people with the same number of projects that are the most, I will do a drawing for that as well. And then the final drawing is for anybody who completes 1 project or more. So as long as you complete 1 project in 3 months, you can be entered in to win a prize. So it's really exciting. It's free for Crochet Crew members, $5 for anyone who's not a member of the Crochet Crew. And that is only to help cover adding these extra people to my platform. So I tried to keep it as low as possible. So I hope we have a lot of people joining us there. If you're not subscribed to my newsletter, make sure you do that right now, because if you do that right now, you will get next week's newsletter that has the launch information. Now I'm going to launch it so that you can sign up now for the challenge, but the challenge officially does not start until January 1st. But by joining now, you've got your spot. It's unlimited, people. I mean, you can join now, or you can join, in January, on January 1st, whatever. I'm not going to close registration until the end of January, because I figure that there are going to be people who right now may not see this, may not be a newsletter subscriber, may not know about this until mid-January, and they still have 2 months to be able to get in and do something. So I want people to be able to join us and to participate and get those WIPs done. I mean, that's something that I absolutely, it drives me crazy when I have multiple projects that are on the hook or on my needles that I cannot do. I cannot finish. And if I have multiple bags around, it makes me crazy. So I try not to have more than 2 projects, maybe 3 in works in progress, but that doesn't always happen. So make sure you join us for that. So stay tuned. And if you're not subscribed, the link to subscribe to my newsletter is in my profile. Okay, so let's see. Is there anything else I need to talk about this week? It's kind of a crazy time of year for me. I'm rethinking a lot of things. Those of you who have subscribed to my newsletter will notice that I have switched newsletter providers again, but I think it's because I finally found something that works with my website. So it's just been a process. There's been some major changes with my platform and all that as far as my website's concerned, and trying to get everything to talk to each other. So that's why I switched providers again. And I am planning in probably before the book launch, once the book is in layout, I will probably start working on my website. There's been some things with the hosting company that I have right now. While I love how beautiful the website is, there are things I cannot do with this website. And that includes things that are for the Crochet Crew. So I'm probably going to be moving platforms again at some point. Maybe before the book launch. I'd like to do it before the book launch. It may not happen until after. But that is what's going on right now. I'm also planning for some events. I'm going to be posting some classes for Q1 of 2025. The earliest I would be teaching would be one of the last 2 weeks of January. Chances are it may not go in until February. I am still waiting, you guys, on a date for my shoulder surgery. So I'm kind of playing it by ear right now. I should know in the next few weeks. I'm hoping sometime by mid-January whether or not I'm going to be having surgery in January, February. Might not be till March. So I'm going to put classes up there with the caveat that I may have to push the dates. So just so you know. So that is what's going on behind the scenes. And that's pretty much all this week. It really hasn't had anything I can show. I did finish a pair of socks, but they are in the wash. So I will show those next week. I am still working on that circus colored blanket. I finished the main part. Last night I wove in all the ends. It is still downstairs. I forgot to bring it upstairs. I will show that to you next week because it will be done. I'm so excited. And I'll have something new on my hook. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to say hello. I hope you're having a great week. Have a great December. I will see you next time. Love you all, and God bless.